Welcome to 2020 and beyond. I started these videos at the end of 2019 without any idea as to what the year 2020 had in store for us. And now here it is, 2021, and looking back, I certainly can see the importance of helping us understand how to fast forward our life into the future to see what the future looked like if we fail to reset the foundation of purpose within the human soul. So again, my name is Donald Jenkins, and welcome to 2020 and beyond. Today, what I want to talk about is a subject titled, Stop the Insane Practices. You might be asking, what are you talking about? Stop the insane practices. Well, when you look at the spiritual growth spectrum and you look at the personal growth spectrum, there are some insane practices that we need to pay close attention to in this season, the beginning of 2021. And the reason for that is because America is one of the most content-rich countries in the world. But yet at the same time, we are poor when it comes to helping people bring this content to life. If we look in the personal growth space, we see gurus that are inviting people to join their tribe. We see them writing books. We see them inviting people to be a part of their seminars, their Zooms, their webinars. But yet at the same time, people are still struggling to bring the content to life. And it's the same thing in the spiritual growth side. We have some of the biggest churches in the world, some of the most well-known spiritual leaders in the world. But yet at the same time, people are still struggling to bring this content to life. Think about America. We are a content-rich country. But yet at the same time, we house the world's largest prison population in the entire world. We only constitute 4.5% of the world's population, but yet at the same time, we house about 20% of the world's prison population. Well, that's called a clue. And the clue is that we have dysfunctions in our country. Look at the news. Look at what's going on in the news today. Look at what's happening in politics and how politics has divided our country and how politics has even divided the church. It's a shame as to what's going on within what we call the body of Christ and what we call in America, our culture. And it's a very simple problem that we continue to ignore. In other words, we're going to continue to preach. We're going to continue to teach. We're going to continue to bring people to our seminars. But yet at the same time, we're going to refuse to help them understand the importance of scaling their growth potential. Or let me say it like this, removing bad ergonomics in growth potential. That's our problem. That's the reason why we are one of the most dysfunctional countries on the planet. Is that we have all of this content, but the people that are listening to our content, they still have bad ergonomics in their growth potential, which put them in a position to where they're going to struggle to bring all of this great content to life. So it's called an insane practice because here it is 2021. And people are going to continue to do the same thing that they did in 2020 and the years before 2020. We've been doing this for years, and it's time to stop these insane practices because we're continuing to put ourselves in a position where the risk is high for people to experience and to allow dysfunctions to influence their character. And that's one of the major problems that we're having here in America. And until we as leaders begin to rise up and begin to examine ourselves and say, what are those bad ergonomics and growth potential that I have within myself? Because if you can't remove the bad ergonomics and growth potential in your own life, then there's no way that you're going to be able to help people that you're leading remove those bad ergonomics and their growth potential as well. That's the reason why, the Purpose Development Institute exists, is because we're here to help people. We're here to help people understand what does it mean to remove bad ergonomics and growth potential so that now people can begin to bring the content that they're hearing to life. They can actually become a product of your preaching or the product of what you're saying from the stage and in regards to success motivation and the things that we're doing in the spiritual growth space. And that's what you want. You want people to be a product of what it is that you're teaching and what it is that you're preaching, what it is that you're motivating them to do. You want them to be a product. You want them to take ownership. And I'm telling you right now, in 2021, if you want them to take more ownership, you need to develop the skills. You need to develop the skills so that you can help yourself, help them. I'm going to say it again. You need to develop the skill set on how to remove bad ergonomics and growth potential, because what that is connected to is connected to an unseen enemy that's attacking the soul. And it's called purpose deficit disorder. And until we address that, we're going to always have dysfunctions in our culture because we're not addressing the disease that's behind the dysfunctions that we're seeing in our culture. Even though we have churches on every corner, we have some of the biggest seminars in the world, but yet at the same time, we have one of the most dysfunctional, character-driven people in the entire universe. So again, my name is Donald Jenkins. Welcome to 2020 and beyond.
What part will you play in the future? Will you reset the foundation of purpose? Or will you ignore it need a reset?